Hi, everybody. Today we're going to do a reaction video to a Belle of the Ranch analysis of what's going on in America right now with women wanting to leave in pretty big numbers. This is North of MAGA. I'm your host, Pierre Shields. Let's go take a look.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about women wanting to leave the U.S. forever. This is about a bit of obscure polling, but somebody asked a question about it, and it's a good teachable moment to understand trends as well as causation and correlation.
I'm sorry, Belle. I have a feeling it might have something to do with this.
A lot of women want to be raped. And when I say raped, I mean like, that sounds bad when I say it like that. But there's like a lot of women that really want a guy to beat the shit out of them. But also they have to pretend, but part of it is they have to pretend like they don't.
Or maybe something to do with this.
You've said this: stop letting women vote. Stop giving women position as judges. Stop giving women political appointments. As soon as only men run government and law, all the problems disappear. Women now understand that without male protection, they're nothing but victims. You are not a girl boss. There is no such thing. Crying for Iriana is a wake-up call for females. And honestly, I don't think I've ever read a more ludicrously misogynistic, hypocritical load of claptrap in my life.
Or perhaps something to do with this.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
More and more women aged 15 to 44 would like to permanently leave the United States. And we're not talking about a small swing. The polling from Gallup shows that for a long time, all age and gender breakdowns were relatively in line. Normally, less than 20% wanted to give up on the U.S. and move somewhere else forever. The percentage of women aged 15 to 44 who now want to get out of the U.S. is now at 40%.
40% of half your population want to leave the country? 40% of half of your population want to leave the country. Are your eggs cheap yet? Wow. Wow.
Okay, so that brings us to the question. Miss Belle, I'm working on something about the male loneliness epidemic and believe it's related to Trump's rhetoric and men buying into it, making them less appealing. And I found the poll that shows more young women want to leave the U.S. while Trump is president than they do when literally anybody else is president. It shot up when he was elected, declined as he lost power, and dropped when Biden was elected. But there's a weird bump in the middle of Biden's term, and it doesn't fit with what I was expecting. Then it shot back up to record levels as Trump became likely to regain power. Okay, so first, I want to say that correlation is not causation, and it seems like you're wanting to make the numbers match your preconceived belief. But you're also looking for an explanation for the deviation, and not just overlooking the deviation. Your belief...
Lest we forget, though, that half of the voting age women in America voted for the orange felon. This is so tragic. This is so tragic. It's terrible. Oh, and another thing, every time I create a video about women's rights and in America, they do so poorly. So poorly. Apparently nobody cares, which is horrible. Blew my mind. Women have less rights now than their grandmothers did in 1970. I don't understand how it's not higher, how more women don't want to leave the country. And again, I don't get how so many women voted for the orange guy. Grab him by the, so many things. Calling women pigs, and that's another thing. Name calling, what's that about? I had only seen it from the right recently in America, but I see the left starting to go into it, calling, Tiny Pete, and it's just not classy. It's not classy. I think it's the wrong side of history. 100 years from now, people will be studying this. Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, we have we have Holocaust deniers now, and that's barely 100 years old. So what are people going to be saying in 100 years? I apologize, Belle. I'm going to back up a tad.
It's overlooking the deviation. Your belief is that the correlation between women wanting to leave and Trump being in power is causative. But that weird Biden bump seems to throw that off. The numbers probably aren't wrong. Your premise probably is. If you dig deeper, you see that while both married and single women were part of the weird bump, single women saw an increase almost twice that of married women. From the 2020/21 to 2022/23 period, married women went up 3 points. Single women went up 5. You're trying to correlate to Trump's rhetoric and proximity to the levers of power, making women feel uncomfortable. I'm going to suggest that maybe it isn't how close he is to power, but when women feel the effects of him pulling the levers. June 24, 2022 is in the weird Biden bump period.
This is why I love Belle. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Like anybody else, I have my preconceptions. I mean, once again, white, privileged Canadian guy. Sorry, Belle.
That's when the Supreme Court overturned Roe. Gallup actually has an article analyzing the data, and they tie it in with a loss of faith in national institutions. It's pretty compelling that younger American women really don't like the direction of the country in the Trump era. The idea that it makes women less likely to date men who hold the beliefs that led to their loss of faith in American institutions seems pretty sound. But it doesn't seem like it's Trump being close to power exactly. It's the societal impact. Guys, 41% of married and 45% of single women aged 15 to 44 would leave the country and never return if given the opportunity. If they're willing to leave the country because of resurgent misogyny, they're probably willing to leave the date. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good date.
Thanks so much, Belle. If you enjoyed that, please subscribe to Belle's channel, Belle of the Ranch. I'm going to put it in the description below or on the side or where the heck the description is. If you enjoyed my snide comment, please like, subscribe, share. We're trying to grow the channel here. Always fun to listen to Belle. Once again, this is Pierre Shields for North of MAGA. Thanks for spending some time with me. Go play outside.